Alright guys, welcome back to another video from Fantasy Nerd. So today's video, I got my cousin over here helping me. We're going to do part 2 of how to play Magic, and in this video we are going to teach you the steps of Magic, placement, where your deck, your graveyard, all that stuff goes, and then we're going to go back and forth and do like maybe 2 or 3 rounds so you guys get an idea of how it works. Alright, so to start playing Magic, you need a 60 card deck, which is right here. You put your 60 card deck over here. In a 60 card deck, you're going to want 22 to 24 land. The rest are going to be creatures and spells. Here's your dice. So the symbol on your dice represents 20. You start with 20 life. Once you get down to 0 after the 1, you're dead. You can gain life in Magic, and of course you can lose life too. So you got your deck, you got your dice. Now after you shuffle your deck, you're going to draw 7 cards, which you see right here. Turn your cards over, you look at them, and if you like your hand, you keep it. If you don't like your hand, you put it back in your deck, shuffle your deck, you draw another, you get a free draw. You draw another 7 cards. If you still don't like the 7 cards that you have, shuffle them back into your deck, draw another 7, but now you have to look at all of them and you have to take one away. Now you got 6. And again, if you don't like that, put it back in, draw another 7. Now you got to take away 2. You have 5. I would not go lower than 5 because that's just too much or too little. Alright, so we got that, we got this, and we got your hand. So now, to decide who goes first, we each take a dice. My opponent will do. We're going to roll. I rolled an 8. He rolled an 18. So he would go first. Alright, so put it back onto the symbol. Oh, and also, your graveyard goes here. So your deck, and here's your graveyard. And then if a card gets exiled, it goes off to the side right here like that. And it goes sideways. So you know that it's exiled. Your land goes here, your creatures go here. Alright, so my cousin will go first. Now, the person that goes first does not get to draw a card. So if you've ever played Pokemon, you'll know, same thing. The guy that goes first does not get to draw. So you go first, look at your cards, play a land, and there we go. So on your, that's your graveyard. On your turn, you can only play 1 land per turn, unless a card or something says otherwise. So he played 1 land, he puts that down. Now can you play any creatures that cost 1 swamp?
No.
Oh, you can't?
No.
Okay, so can you play any instances of sorceries?
No.
Okay, so there's nothing he could do. He played 1 land, that is it. So...
And this is a basic land too.
Oh yeah, and that's a basic land. There are special lands. So now it is my turn. Now I went second, so I get to draw a card. Alright, now these are all my cards right here. Now I have 8 cards. So, just so you know, at the end of your turn, if you have more than 7 cards in your hand, you have to discard until you have 7. To discard, you would take them, take the ones you don't want, put them in the graveyard. Some cards will allow you to have more than 7, but most of the time, you can only have 7 or less. So, I'm going to play a land, I'm going to play a forest. Play it right there. Now I'm going to look at my cards. Alright. I have a scorpion. He's a scorpion creature. He costs 1 forest to play. So I tap the land. The land produces a green mana. I'm going to use that green mana to play the scorpion. He's a 1/1 with Death Touch. Don't worry about Death Touch. We'll go into that in another video. But he's a 1 attack, 1 defense. So left to right. On the left is your attack. On the right is your defense. So he's very simple. It costs 1 to play and he's a 1/1. Really not much to him. Now, after that, it would be my combat. Now, when a creature comes in onto the battlefield, it has summoning sickness. So, because I just put him out, I cannot, he's sick. We'll say he's tired from going from here to the battlefield. So he's too tired to attack. So I can't attack. My second main phase, nothing for me to do. My land is tapped. I can only play one land per turn, so I can't play any land. So I did my first main phase. I did combat, which there was nothing I could do because he can't attack on your first turn unless the card says otherwise. My second main phase, nothing for me to do because my land is tapped. My end step, nothing for me to do on my end step. So now it goes back to my cousin. All right. Now he's gonna. It's his turn now, so he's gonna draw. All right. Now, if his land was tapped, he would untap it, and any abilities or anything that happens during your untap step, your upkeep step, would happen right now. So your upkeep step is you untap your lands, you do anything that involves upkeep. It'll say like, this happens at upkeep or this happens at upkeep, and then after that, you draw a card. After you draw a card, now it's your main phase. So he drew a card, now it's his main phase. Go ahead. Can you play a land?
Yeah, this is one of those specialty lands.
Okay, so I'm not gonna get real into like crazy into this, but this is a specialty land
Or non-basic land.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
is a
not
correct
you go,
term.
not non-basic. That's basic land. This is non-basic. So, does this come in tapped?
No, pretty much basically non-basic lands have various abilities that some produce mana and some don't produce mana. But they have abilities that give you advantages.
All right, and he's right. Now, some of them do come in tapped. Some don't. Some may say sacrifice 2 life, and it doesn't come in tapped. But we're not going to get too into that right now. So he played that land, and now if you tap that, it could produce a black or a red. Am I right?
Well, if I tap this, I'll pay 1 life.
Okay.
So I bring it down to 19.
Okay.
And then I put it in the graveyard, and I can search for a swamp or a mountain. So this is an all-black deck. So I'm going to search for a swamp here, and
Okay.
it goes right onto the battlefield.
And then that goes into your graveyard, which is
Yeah.
actually this is good because now they should see the graveyard.
And that goes into the graveyard, and then you just reshuffle
Yeah, you can shuffle it however
Yeah.
it works for you.
wherever you want to do it.
I do not recommend shuffling it like a deck of cards. Some people do it, but if you got cards that have money in them, if you ever want to sell them and you shuffle them like a deck of cards, good luck. So there's your graveyard, there's your deck. He has 2 land out. Now you have 2 swamp out. Can you do, and you see here, he went from 20 to 19 because he had to give up a life to do that. So can you play anything for 2 swamp?
Yeah, I'm going to play a black creature.
Alright, don't worry about the stuff in the middle. We're just going
Okay.
over. So it's a 2/3,
Yeah, so, as
and
you
it
can
costs
see-
2 swamp.
As you can see, is 2 black here, so you would tap your swamp land, which produces black mana, and you're able to cast your spell.
Alright, and just like I said with mine, because that just came in, now it's his combat phase. But it has summoning sickness, so he cannot attack with it. Because best way to describe it is when he went from his hand to the battlefield, he was sick and he has to wait a turn.
So we're not worrying about the abilities, right?
No, we're not going to worry. I'm going to do abilities on another video. So your second main phase, your land is tapped. You can't play nothing because you have no land to play. When your land is tapped, it's unusable. You can't attack. Alright, so that's done. Now we go to your end step. Alright, this took no damage. You don't have to worry about that. There's nothing you could do on your end step. Now it goes to my turn. So, at the beginning of my turn, untap all your land, like I just did. Your upkeep, none of my cards do anything during upkeep, so I don't have to worry about that. My draw step, I'm going to draw a card. Alright, now I'm looking at my cards. Alright, I'm going to play a mountain. Again, you can only play 1 land per turn unless cards or abilities say otherwise. Alright. Now I have 2 land out. So that's a 2-drop. That costs 2 to play. That costs 3. That costs 3. This costs 2. This costs 5. and that's a land. So the only thing I could do right now is I could either play this or this enchantment. I don't want to get too into that right now. I'll save that for another time. So what I'm going to do now is I'm not going to play nothing. I'm going to put my hand down. On my main phase, I'm not going to do anything other than play that land. Now I'm going to do my combat. So we're not going to worry about the stuff on the card. So this is a 1/1. I'm going to turn it sideways. That means I tapped it. And I am going to attack. Now, whenever you attack, you're always attacking the player. You're never attacking his creatures. Unless a card says otherwise, you're always going after the guy the guy or the girl sitting across from you. So I'm going to do 1/1 to my opponent. Now, he can either take it and go down to 18, because he only gets hit with 1 damage, or he could block. So, if he took it, he would just drop that down 1, and that would be the end of combat. It would stay, this thing would stay tapped. Or he could block. So, we're going to say that he blocked. So, I attack 1/1. Now, you don't want to lose a life, so you're going to block. Alright, so he would, it'd be his turn. In the combat steps, it goes me, the guy attacking, declare your attackers. Here you go. Now your opponent declares his blockers. Alright, so he just moves it over. That's the blocker. Alright, so he's going to block him. He's going to block
Yeah, he's
him.
going to block him.
Alright, so that is a 2/3, a 2 attack with a 3 defense. This is a 1/1.
Well, power and toughness.
Yeah. I do 1 damage to him, which now turns him into a 2/2. Because he lost one of his lives on the card. Alright? He does 2 damage to me. I only have 1 defense. So he kills me because 2 damage to 1 puts it right in the graveyard. So he's dead. He goes in the graveyard. Now again, he's now a 2/2. 2 attack, 2 defense. He lost 1 of his defense because of the one hit from him. Alright, so now my creature is dead. Now I go to my second main phase. Alright, on my second main phase, nothing I want to play or nothing I could play. I could play something, but I'm not. So I'm not going to do nothing on my main phase. Now it's the end step. At the end step, all the creatures that are on the battlefield that have taken damage go back to normal, unless cards say otherwise. So this 2/2, he gets his life back, and now he becomes a 2/3. My creature is dead because it's in the graveyard, and now it's his turn. So I'm going to pass it over to my opponent, who is now going to do his untap step, his upkeep, which there isn't anything for him to do, and then his draw step. Alright, now he's going to do his first main phase. Play a land if you got any.
Okay, I'm going to play another one of those specialty lands.
Okay.
So I'm going to do exactly what I did before. Pay a life. And when you do that, you got to make sure you tap it, because there's a tap symbol. So make sure you tap it. It goes in the graveyard. And then you search your library once again for a swamp or a mountain. Like I said before, this is an all black deck, so I'm going to get my swamp. And it goes on the battlefield. And then you shuffle your library again.
Alright, so now he has 3 swap out, so he could play anything that costs 3 or less.
Okay, we're going to tap 2 swamp to put out the same exact card that I played last turn.
Alright, so there we go. Alright, now you have so he just came out again. He has Summoning Sickness, but this one came out his last turn, so he can attack with that one. And they're both 2/3s. So are you going to attack or are you going to skip combat?
No.
Which you can do if you want.
So when you attack, you tap your creature, you declare your attacker, And since my opponent has nothing to block
I have
with,
nothing to block with, so I have no choice. I have to take it.
he'll take 2 damage.
So I was at 20, 19, I'm at 18. Alright. And now I'm going to do this in another video, but there are instances, sorceries, there's abilities that can stop that, do something different, destroy it, whatever. That's for another video for another time. Okay, so we're done with combat. Now it's your second main phase. You still have 1 land open. Are you going to play anything? Can you play anything? Now, obviously, you wouldn't ask your opponent, hey, can you play anything? It's up to him if he wants to or not. Maybe he's holding on for something better. So, you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. Now, on his end step, his end step, he would do, everyone would regenerate the life lost. And anything that happens on your end step, ability-wise, if the card says it, what happened right now. Alright, so obviously nothing happens. You're done. So we'll do one more round, and then I think we're good with this. So, my turn. Untap my land, but they're already untapped. Upkeep. I have nothing that involves upkeep. Now I'm going to draw. Alright, I'm looking at my cards. I'm going to play a land, so I got a forest. And again, you could set your land up like that, like this, however, whatever is easy for you, whatever is comfortable for you. Alright, so now I'm going to look. Alright, I'm going to tap 2 forest and 1 mountain. It's going to produce 2 green mana, 1 red mana. And I'm going to play this creature. This creature costs 2 of any land and 1 green. So when it says 2 of any, or 1 of any, or 5 of any, it can be in any combination of land that you have out. So I have to tap a green, which I did. Now I could tap a red, a green, whatever, but I only have 1 red, 1 green out. So I'm going to tap both of them to pay the 2. That comes out to 3. He has a 2 attack, a 4 defense. And again, because he just came onto the battlefield, he has summoning sickness. I cannot attack unless the card says otherwise, but we're not going to get into those abilities on cards until another video. So I did that. Now it's my combat phase. I can't do nothing with combat because he's sick. Now I got my second main phase. I can't do nothing because I have no land available to play anything. And there we go. So now I got my upkeep. Nothing happens on there because I have nothing that involves my upkeep. And then after that, I pass it over to my opponent, and this will be his last turn. So again, his first thing is to untap his creatures and his land. Alright, now your upkeep, which you don't have anything for upkeep. Now your draw step. Alright, you have any land to play?
Yep, I have another one of those, non-basic lands. Now, I know it looks like you're taking life away and it seems like it's hurting you, but it's actually helping you because you get to search your library. See, as you can see, I wasn't going to get another land until four turns after. But now, since I have that particular non-basic land, I can search and I can get it right away, allowing me to get ahead of the game. So you should.
And also, again, guys, there are cards that will. There's creatures, instances, sorceries. Almost every card type, even land, has some cards that will help you gain life. So if you have the right card, you can get that life back. All right. So you got 4 land. You have 4 land to tap. You're gonna play something.
Yeah. I'm gonna tap. So you would tap your land as you would do before.
So he's tapping all 4 of them to play something.
And I'm gonna put down another creature. It says 2 of any and 2 black. So I tap 2 swamp for the any and 2 swamp for the black, and I get my creature out.
All right, and that's a 6/6. It's a big creature. 6 attack, 6 defense. And if he was playing a multicolored deck, like let's say it was black and red, the 2 of any. If he had 2 red out, it could be 2 red, 1 black, whatever. But it has to have at least 2 black land to play that. Alright, now your combat, you can attack with both of these. He can attack with one of them, or he could decide not to attack with either of them and skip his combat. So, just to move this along, we'll just say, okay, he decided not to attack. His main phase, there's nothing he can do on his main phase because all his land is tapped. And then his upkeep, nothing happens because there's no life to be given back or anything like that. And when I mean life given back, if any of his creatures took damage, they get that damage back at the end of the turn, unless cards say otherwise. Like if you get negative counter, I mean we'll go into that later, but for the most part, when your creature is dealt damage, he'll get it back at the end of the turn, unless they say otherwise. So guys, thank you for watching my video. My cousin, thank you for helping me. If anyone has any questions about what we did, or if you're confused about something, feel free to comment. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, like my cousin has subscribed yet, because he hasn't created a YouTube account yet, but we're not going to get into that now. We're going to make this a happy video. So feel free to subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at #FantasyNerd. TikTok at #FantasyNerdNY. And guys, there'll be more videos coming soon. Learning how to play Magic. Definitely going to be doing a lot of different parts. In the next video, I'm going to go over the stuff that you see in here and what the different things do. So guys, thank you again. And you all have a good night. Take care.